Welcome to the 2025 North Carolina DMV Motorcycle Written Test. This test is 60 questions to help you prepare for this test. Before we get started, don't forget to kickstart that like button to keep this channel running. Now here is your DMV instructor to walk you through the questions.
Question 1. A rider must blank when mounting and dismounting a motorcycle. A. Squeeze the front brake. B. Squeeze the clutch. C. Shift gears. D. Roll on the throttle. The correct answer is A. Squeeze the front brake. A rider squeezes the front brake when mounting and dismounting a motorcycle to prevent the motorcycle from moving forward. Question 2. Why is it good practice to squeeze the clutch before starting a motorcycle? A. In case you want to shift gears. B. To keep the motorcycle from lurching forward if it is in gear. C. So the engine will start. D. To keep the engine from over-revving. The correct answer is B. To keep the motorcycle from lurching forward if it is in gear. Although some motorcycles do have a safety feature that prevents starting unless the clutch is squeezed, not all do. If the motorcycle is in gear when the starter button is pressed, it will cause the motorcycle to lurch forward. Question 3. When looking through a curve, what should the rider be looking for? A. Surface conditions such as sand, gravel, etc. B. The tightness of the curve, increasing or decreasing radius. C. Oncoming vehicles that might be in your lane. D. Any or all of the above. The correct answer is D. Any or all of the above. Searching in a curve involves looking at any of the above conditions as well as others such as animals in the road, water, etc. Question 4. Is it okay not to dim your headlights if an oncoming driver does not dim theirs? A. Yes, they need to know that they are blinding you. B. Yes, until they dim theirs. C. No, now there are two blind drivers. D. No, but you should honk your horn. The correct answer is C. No. Now there are two blind drivers. Two drivers with high beams on at the same time just doubles the risk. Although it is tempting to turn your bright lights on or honk, it is best not to escalate the situation. Question 5. Central, clear vision is A. 3-degree cone, B. 10-degree cone, C. 45-degree cone, D. 180 degrees. The correct answer is A. 3-degree cone. Central vision, what we can see clearly, is just a 3-degree cone. This is not the same as peripheral vision. Question 6. Most motorcycle accidents occur at intersections and blank. A. Stoplights. B. Bus stops. C. Curves. D. Hills. The correct answer is C. Curves. Single-vehicle motorcycle crashes occur usually in curves. Incidents involving a motorcycle and another vehicle usually occur in intersections. Question 7. What are possible positions of a motorcycle fuel valve on those equipped with a fuel valve? A. Off. B. On. C. Reserve. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Fuel valves on carbureted motorcycles commonly have all three positions, off, on, and reserve. Some may also have a prime position. Question 8. To rev the engine means to A. Cause the engine RPM to decrease. B. Cause the engine RPM to increase. C. Shut off the engine. D. Start the engine. The correct answer is B. Cause the engine RPM to increase. To rev the engine causes the engine revolutions per minute to increase. This is done with the throttle. Question 9. Gauntlet gloves. A. Extend past the wrist. B. Prevent cold air from going up the sleeve while riding. C. Are typically worn in colder weather. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Gauntlet gloves are typically favored in colder weather. The material, usually leather, extends beyond the wrist and keeps cold air from going up the sleeves. Question 10. The motorcycle throttle is operated by A. Pushing it in. B. Pulling it out. C. Twisting it toward the rider. D. Twisting it away from the rider. The correct answer is C. Twisting it toward the rider. The rider operates the throttle by twisting it, rolling it toward him, her. By rolling it toward him, her, engine RPM is increased. Question 11. Squaring the handlebars means A. Handlebars are centered and not turned left or right. B. Handlebars are turned right. C. Handlebars are turned left. D. None of the above. The correct answer is A. Handlebars are centered and not turned left or right. If the handlebars are squared, it means they are centered and not turned left or right. This is the correct position of the handlebars for making a quick stop in a straight line. Question 12. The O in T-clocks means A. Objects. B. Observe. C. Oil. D. Okay. The correct answer is C. Oil. T-clocks is an acronym for the pre-ride inspection. O stands for oil and other fluids. Question 13. How can a rider reduce total stopping distance? A. Covering the controls. B. Use both brakes progressively without skidding either wheel. C. Practice braking skills. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Riders should practice their braking skills to improve them. Using both brakes progressively without skidding either wheel also reduces total stopping distance. Skidding increases stopping distance. Also, covering the brakes reduces reaction time, which can reduce total stopping distance. Question 14. The most common scenario in an intersection crash involving a motorcycle and another vehicle is A. A right-turning vehicle in front of the motorcycle. B. A left-turning vehicle in front of the motorcycle. C. A vehicle hitting the motorcycle from behind. D. A head-on collision involving the motorcycle and another vehicle. The correct answer is B. A left-turning vehicle in front of the motorcycle. The most common scenario is a vehicle turning left in front of the motorcycle, approximately 19% of fatal crashes. Question 15. In a quick stop on a surface with good traction, a rear tire skid could result in A. A high side crash. B. A low side crash. C. A stoppie. D. A wheelie. The correct answer is A. A high side crash. If the rear tire locks on a surface with good traction such as asphalt or concrete, and the rear tire is not in line with the front tire, the result might be a high side crash. If the rider releases the rear brake, the rear tire will suddenly line up with the front tire and throw the rider off of the motorcycle on the high side or in front of the motorcycle. Question 16. How does riding gear make a rider more comfortable? A. Allows for good airflow when needed. B. Keeps rider warm when needed. C. Keeps out rain, debris, and cold when needed. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Motorcycle riding gear is designed specifically for riders. By keeping the rider warm or cool and dry, good riding gear helps keep the rider focused on riding. Question 17. An important thing to remember when using your turn signal on a motorcycle is A. To remember to cancel it. B. To remember which direction push the thumb. C. To remember to use it. D. Where the switch is located. The correct answer is A. To remember to cancel it. While all of these answers are true, an important thing to remember is that many motorcycles do not have self-canceling turn signals. This might lead to a hazard if other vehicles cannot determine your intentions. Question 18. When should a rider begin to turn his/her head for cornering? A. At the beginning of the corner. B. Before she begins to lean. C. Halfway through the corner. D. At the end of the turn. The correct answer is B. Before she begins to lean. The rider begins the head turn early in the process before she begins to lean the motorcycle. Question 19. Where should a rider look while swerving? A. Straight ahead. B. At the obstacle she is trying to avoid. C. Through the escape path. D. At the ground. The correct answer is B. At the obstacle she is trying to avoid. The rider should never look at the obstacle she is trying to avoid. This could result in steering toward the obstacle. The rider should look through the escape path. This actually helps the rider go in that direction. Question 20. What is the quickest way to stop in a curve? A. Gradually apply both brakes while straightening the motorcycle. B. Straighten the motorcycle and then brake hard in a straight line. C. Only use the front brake. D. Only use the rear brake. The correct answer is B. Straighten the motorcycle and then brake hard in a straight line. There are two methods of braking in a curve. The quickest way is to straighten the motorcycle and then use both brakes progressive to brake in a straight line. This results in the shortest stopping distance. This isn't always possible, of course. For example, guardrails or other traffic may prevent this. Question 21. What should you do if you see a deer on the side of the road? A. Slow down immediately. B. Steer away from the deer. C. Steer toward the deer. D. Honk your horn. The correct answer is A. Slow down immediately. Deer are unpredictable. Honking the horn will not usually make a difference. The best action is to slow down immediately. Question 22. Which of the following safety standards designators might be found on motorcycle helmets? A. D. OTB. Snell. C. ECE. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Department of Transportation, DOT, Snell, and Economic Commission for Europe, ECE, are all common safety standards that might be found on helmets. In the U.S., the DOT designator is the primary standard. Question 23. Which of the following types of helmets comes off more frequently than any other type? A. Modular helmet. B. Three-quarter shell helmet. C. Half-shell helmet. D. Full-face helmet. The correct answer is C. Half-shell helmet. The half-shell helmet provides the least amount of face and chin protection in a crash. It also comes off more frequently than any other type. Question 24. In a crash, the single biggest point of impact on a rider is the A. Forehead, B. Chin, C. Temple, D. Back of head. The correct answer is B. Chin. Crash data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration indicates that the biggest point of impact on a rider is the chin, approximately 35% of impacts. Question 25. The primary purpose of the outer shell of a motorcycle helmet is A. To provide comfort to the rider. B. To resist penetration and disperse energy. C. To make the helmet fit well. D. To make a statement. The correct answer is B. To resist penetration and disperse energy. The outer shell of the motorcycle shell is the part you see. While it might indeed make a statement, its primary purpose is to resist penetration and disperse impact energy around the head. Question 26. At night or in times of poor visibility, it is important that your face shield or goggles are A. Tinted light. B. Dark tinted. C. Yellow or clear. D. Removed. The correct answer is C. Yellow or clear. While it is best not to ride in conditions of poor visibility, a yellow or clear lens is recommended in order to provide the best vision. Question 27. The purpose of motorcycle gloves is A. Provide protection against debris. B. Provide warmth. C. Provide grip. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Motorcycle gloves have outside seams and are made of leather or another abrasion-resistant material. They provide grip in addition to warmth and protection. Question 28. When crossing an obstacle, the rider should look A. Down at the road in front of the tire. B. At the obstacle. C. Straight ahead. D. Up. The correct answer is C. Straight ahead. It is important for the rider to keep their eyes focused straight ahead and not looking at the obstacle they are trying to avoid. Question 29. Right before front contact of an obstacle the rider is going over, the rider should A. Roll on or blip the throttle. B. Roll off the throttle. C. Apply the front brake. D. Apply the rear brake. The correct answer is A. Roll on or blip the throttle. The rider should roll on or blip the throttle briefly right before front tire contact with the obstacle. This briefly lightens the front end, not wheelie, and makes it easier to go over the obstacle. Question 30. When riding in the rain, the rider should A. Predict less traction. B. Ride in the tracks of the vehicle in front. C. Reduce speed and increase following distance. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Rain can make surfaces slippery, especially the first minutes into the rain, when oil on the road surface can mix with the water, creating a slick surface. Riders should predict less traction and slow down, increasing their following distance behind other vehicles. It also helps to ride in the tracks of the vehicle in front, as less water will be under the tread of the rider. Question 31. Proper posture includes having the right wrist A. Higher than the knuckles. B. Flat, or even with the knuckles. C. Lower than the knuckles. D. At whatever position is comfortable. The correct answer is B. Flat, or even with the knuckles. The rider needs to be able to reach and squeeze the front brake with the fingertips with ease. A higher than the knuckles position does not allow easy access to the front brake lever and may cause the rider to accidentally apply too much throttle. A lower than the knuckles position allows no access to the front brake. Question 32. The front brake supplies about blank of total stopping power on a cruiser-type motorcycle. A. 30%. B. 50%. C. 70%. D. 100%. The correct answer is C. 70%. On cruiser-type motorcycles, about 70% of total stopping power is provided by the front brake. On other types of motorcycles, this percentage is different. Question 33. On a sport bike, approximately blank of total stopping power is provided by the rear brake. A. 10%. B. 30%. C. 50%. D. 80%. The correct answer is A. 10%. On sport bike types of motorcycles, only about 10% of total stopping power is provided by the rear brake. Question 34. The tachometer on a motorcycle shows blank. A. Road speed in miles per hour. B. Gear position. C. Engine speed in rotations per minute. D. Miles driven. The correct answer is C. Engine speed in rotations per minute. A tachometer shows engine speed in rotations per minute. A speedometer shows road speed, and an odometer shows miles driven. Question 35. When riding within a group, the inexperienced rider is usually blank. A. At the tail end of the group. B. In front of the group. C. In the middle of the group. D. Behind the leader of the group. The correct answer is D. Behind the leader of the group. Generally, the inexperienced rider in a group is placed behind the leader. The leader will pace the entire group based on the skill level of the inexperienced rider. Question 36. The most effective way to stop quickly is to blank. A. Use both brakes simultaneously in a straight line. B. Use only the front brake. C. Use only the rear brake. D. Engine brake. The correct answer is A. Use both brakes simultaneously in a straight line. Use both brakes simultaneously in a straight line. Both brakes equals 100% braking power and therefore the shortest stop. Question 37. Bright, reflective colors should be worn blank. A. Only at night. B. During the day. C. All the time when riding. D. Never. The correct answer is C. All the time when riding. Bright reflective clothing helps the rider be seen by others. Question 38. A good entry speed for a curve is blank. A. A speed that allows you to roll on the throttle or maintain throttle at the beginning of the curve. B. A speed that allows you to break through the curve. C. The fastest speed you can take the curve. D. The slowest speed you can take the curve. The correct answer is A. A speed that allows you to roll on the throttle or maintain throttle at the beginning of the curve. Applying or maintaining throttle at the beginning of the curve stabilizes the suspension and slightly increases ground clearance. Question 39. The best place to find the correct pressure for your tires is blank. A. The sidewall of the tire. B. The motorcycle's owner's manual. C. The tire manufacturer's website. D. The motorcycle dealer. The correct answer is B. The motorcycle's owner's manual. The sidewall pressure is usually the maximum pressure and then not the recommended pressure for the tire for your motorcycle. The most accurate information can be found in your motorcycle owner's manual. Question 40. When riding your motorcycle, where is the most likely place for colliding with another vehicle? A. Curve. B. Steep hill. C. An intersection. D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. An intersection. Most crashes involving motorcycles and other vehicles occur at intersections. Question 41. Where do most single-vehicle motorcycle crashes occur? A. Curve. B. Steep hill. C. An intersection. D. None of the above. The correct answer is A. Curve. Most single motorcycle crashes occur in curves, usually due to rider error. Riders tend to not slow down enough before entering curves and then overshoot the curve, go wide. Question 42. Stopping quickly in a curve requires the rider to blank. A. Applying both brakes hard and fast while leaned. B. Leaning the opposite direction while braking. C. Progressively applying both brakes until the bike is upright. D. Only using the rear brake. The correct answer is C. Progressively applying both brakes until the bike is upright. There are two ways to stop quickly in a curve. 1. Straighten, and then brake in a straight line. 2. Progressively applying both brakes until the bike is upright, handlebars square, and bike is stopped. Question 43. How many escape paths should a rider keep open in a collision trap? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. More than 1. The correct answer is D. More than 1. The more the better, but at least more than 1. Escape paths are paths to avoid being trapped in a collision situation. Question 44. When riding in a crosswind, the rider may have to A. Use more hand grip pressure into the wind. B. Use the rear brake. C. Go faster. D. Not carry a passenger. The correct answer is A. Use more hand grip pressure into the wind. When riding in a crosswind, the rider may have to steer more into the wind. This is leaning into the wind. Question 45. Why does a motorcycle have an engine cutoff switch? A. As an emergency backup to the key. B. To offer another option for turning off the engine. C. So the rider does not have to take hands off of the hand grips to turn the engine off. D. To make sure the engine is really off after turning off the key. The correct answer is C. So the rider does not have to take hands off of the hand grips to turn the engine off. The engine cutoff switch is a safety feature so that the rider does not take his or her hands off of the hand grips to turn off the engine. Question 46. What does the clutch lever do? A. Shift gears. B. Pop a wheelie. C. Stop the motorcycle. D. Remove power from the rear wheel. The correct answer is D. Remove power from the rear wheel. The clutch lever removes power from the rear wheel. By the same token, the clutch also applies power to the rear wheel. Question 47. Which gear should the rider be in when coming to a stop? A. First. B. Second. C. Neutral. D. Any. The correct answer is A. First. The rider should be in first gear when coming to a stop so he or she can easily start out again or get out of the way of a vehicle approaching too fast from the rear. Question 48. What is engine braking? A. Braking while the engine is on. B. Using only the rear brake. C. Using only the front brake. D. Using the engine to slow you down by downshifting and easing out the clutch. The correct answer is D. Using the engine to slow you down by downshifting and easing out the clutch. Engine braking involves the rider to downshift while easing out the clutch to use the engine to reduce speed. Rider should consider flashing his or her brakes so vehicles behind him or her can see the motorcycle slowing. Question 49. Which type of helmet provides the most protection in case of a crash? A. Half-shell helmet. B. Three-quarter helmet. C. Modular or flip-up helmet. D. Full-face helmet. The correct answer is D. Full-face helmet. A full-face helmet provides the most protection, including face and chin protection. A half-shell or beanie helmet provides the least amount of coverage. Question 50. When should you check your motorcycle's tire pressure? A. Every time before you ride. B. Once a week. C. Once a month. D. When it looks low. The correct answer is A. Every time before you ride. The tire pressure and tread should be checked before every ride. Tire pressure should be checked with a precise tire pressure gauge. Tread depth should be checked with a tread depth tool, available at any motorcycle parts seller or on Amazon. Question 51. If you accidentally lock the front wheel when applying the front brakes, you should A. Keep it locked. B. Release and then reapply with less pressure. C. Apply more rear brake. D. Accelerate. The correct answer is B. Release and then reapply with less pressure. The rider should immediately release the front brake and reapply with less pressure. Otherwise, a loss of control will occur and the rider could low side. Question 52. Motorcycle helmets should be blank. A. OSHA compliant. B. FDA compliant. C. DOT compliant. D. NFPA compliant. The correct answer is C. DOT compliant. At a minimum, motorcycle helmets should be DOT compliant. Other organizations such as ECE and Snell also test and approve helmets. Question 53. Counterweighting is used. A. In low-speed tight turns. B. In high-speed turns. C. In every turn. D. When braking. The correct answer is A. In low-speed tight turns. In low-speed tight turns, the handlebar is turned in the direction of the turn, and the rider should lean his or her body to the outside of the turn to counterbalance the motorcycle. Question 54. Why is it important to do a head check when changing lanes? A. It shows other drivers your intentions. B. Someone might be in your blind spot. C. It helps the motorcycle lean. D. It slows you down. The correct answer is B. Someone might be in your blind spot. Always do a quick head check to see what might be in your blind spot. Glancing out of the corner of your eye is not enough. It is a chin-to-shoulder movement. Question 55. The friction zone on a motorcycle is A. where the motor starts putting power to the rear wheel through the clutch. B, when the rear wheel spins. C, sliding on its side. D, popping a wheelie. The correct answer is A, where the motor starts putting power to the rear wheel through the clutch, releasing the clutch slowly to just at the point where the motor starts applying power to the rear wheel, usually about halfway through the clutch release. Question 56. Why should you park your motorcycle in first gear? A, to keep it from being stolen. B, to keep it from rolling. C, so it is easier to start. D, all of the above. The correct answer is B, to keep it from rolling. The main reason for parking in first gear is to keep the motorcycle from rolling in case there is a slight incline or decline. Question 57. What is the rider's torso position during a swerve? A, upright, independent of motorcycle lean. B, leaning in direction of swerve. C, leaning away from the swerve. D, none of the above. The correct answer is A, upright, independent of motorcycle lean. Upright, independent of motorcycle lean is the correct answer. A swerve is 2 consecutive countersteers. The bike moves underneath the rider. Question 58. Why should you rise up slightly off of the seat when crossing over an obstacle? A, to keep the obstacle from moving. B, to see better. C, to use the legs and knees as shock absorbers. D, to maintain momentum. The correct answer is C, to use the legs and knees as shock absorbers. By rising up off of the seat slightly, the legs and knees absorb some of the shock while crossing the obstacle. Stay in this position until the rear wheel clears the obstacle. Question 59. Why is riding a motorcycle more dangerous than driving a car? A, less visibility. B, less protection. C, less stability. D, all of the above. The correct answer is D, all of the above. Motorcycling is roughly 30 times more dangerous than driving a car because of all of the above. This is based upon the latest data from the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. Question 60. In seconds, what is a following distance that generally provides enough time to stop or swerve in an urgent situation? A, 2 seconds. B, 4 seconds. C, 12 seconds. D, 20 seconds. The correct answer is B, 4 seconds. At speeds below 70 miles per hour, it generally takes about 4 to 5 seconds to come to a stop. Over 70 miles per hour, it takes longer to stop. This assumes riders with good braking skills.
Hope you enjoyed this video. If you still need more practice, then check out these videos or click the link right here to get your cheat sheet, which will help you pass your DMV exam on your first try.